Abner Mares tells the truth on Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, the new latest developments, and who is the A-side. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Let's get into it. Now, this is bad news for the AJ Man fans, and I've been saying the same thing, but let me get straight into what two-time champion, I believe, Abner Mares had to say. Has a record of 33-1, and I thought he put a good tweet out. Abner Mares says, Wilder versus Fury 2 happening proves that it doesn't matter how many belts Anthony Joshua got, he is no longer calling the shots. Wilder has been fighting the better opposition, bigger fights, and I feel Joshua needs Deontay Wilder more than Wilder needs him. Plus, PBC and Top Rank working together, thumbs up, perfect, emojis. Wow. Who else has been saying this same shit to you guys on my videos? New media. I told y'all, throw your dubs up. It's okay. Listen, everybody sees it. Let me correct that. Everybody who's being realistic with this situation sees it. They know it. The only people who are fretting and not admitting this is old media. But as Abner Mares is saying, like I've been telling you guys, the tide has now changed. Tables have turned because, just clear a year ago, it was clearly defined that Anthony Joshua was the A side. But, what a difference a year makes. The moves that Al Heyman, Shelly Finkel, JD's, Mark Breland, Deontay Wilder, Deontay the Braun Bummer Wilder, the dude that's always with him, Chris, whoever, Team Wilder, have made, the PBC have been phenomenal for Wilder's career, right? This is so much to the point where even Eddie Hearn, who wants to sign Wilder, but always, takes shots at Wilder, has no choice but to admit this. Eddie Hearn says, Wilder's profile has gone and went on to grow immensely in the last year or whatever, versus he was playing these games last year and he was saying that, nobody knows Wilder, and he had IFL walking around New York and asking people. But now the joke's on him because all those videos no longer hold any weight or substance. And they really didn't even hold any weight then, asking random people in New York who don't want to be bothered, who, and I told you that was going to come back to bite Eddie Hearn, Team Joshua playing games, because America is set up different. You have to compete with the NBA and, the NBA finals, Raptors and Warriors, and Kawhi Leonard's laugh and shit. I don't even know where you're sitting. You got different stuff, NFL, blockbuster movie releases, Avengers Endgame, there's just different stuff. And that's how America is set up. So, it would take time to become, Mike Tyson known in this current heavyweight division. Plus, boxing lied dormant in the heavyweight division for years. It was really just the Klitschko's, and they didn't really have the personality that was selling fights. But as you see, Abner Mares and more people are coming out and telling you what I've been telling you, is Wilder's calling the shots. There's no way Joshua can remain the A side. One, he's fighting on the app. He's not like stuck there. He can fight elsewhere, but you just see it. He's fighting on the app. His original New York dance partner failed multiple drug tests, so the event, got scrambled up. And now Andy Ruiz, who is a good fighter, but to the casual's eyes, doesn't look the part. It doesn't, he's not fulfilling that void in terms of people have no faith in him, because there are a lot of casual boxing fans who, they want to see good heavyweight fights, and you see one guy who looks jacked and, ripped and 6'6", and then you see another guy who just simply looks like somebody, that you would see at Publix or something. It just doesn't feed their curiosity the same. So his fight's not being talked about as much. Plus DAZN, they have their own inherent promotional things that I think they could work on, and everyone sees it. Wilder just went viral with the Brazil knockout. He, on Joshua's fight week, shocked Joshua by announcing his next 2 fights, saying, I got signed, sealed, and delivered contracts, and they're good fights, both. He's just running back his 2018 with Luis King Kong Ortiz and Tyson Fury. This really hurt Anthony Joshua, like I've been telling you. Abner Mares also said, does this mean we could possibly get Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford soon? What other fights would you love to see? PBC versus top-ranked fighters. Give me your opinion on this and the fights you would love to see, which is another thing that I've said, depending on how this goes, if God willing everybody wins and everything, and we get the fight that's on the table, which is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, then the implications are huge, because this could, the promotion goes well, and if they strengthen the Al Heyman top-ranked Bob Arum relationship, then there's a lot of great fights to be made. This is Wilder right here announcing it. A lot of great fights that you can make between, Top Rank, who has the second, in my opinion, the second biggest stable, and that's only second to Al Heyman's stable. Meanwhile, who can Anthony Joshua fight? Joshua can fight Michael Hunter, who got stopped at cruiserweight, who doesn't have a big profile. Neither one of them, I'm not talking about who's a good fighter or who has skills, because they both have that. But I'm talking about, can they sell a show? Is Michael Hunter, also a personality that resonates with the community and, boxing fans, to build up a show and build up attraction? Because Wilder did that with Dominic Brazil. Brazil is not the biggest name out there, but, between the personal disdain and bad blood, he was able to make an event out of it, plus satisfy a mandatory. Like, I bought him an Urban Dictionary, since he acting like he don't understand what I'm saying, but I promise you, this Saturday, Dominic Brazil, he will feel that wrath, the right hand of God, and he's doing all that, and he's making it into a show, which is something that Joshua definitely lacks, that showmanship ability. So, Abner Mares is right, New Media is right, I feel I've been right. The tide has definitely changed. The pendulum has swung, and it swung in favor of Deontay Wilder. And I blame Eddie Hearn. I blame Barry Hearn. I blame Anthony Joshua, because Barry Hearn's an accountant, or was an accountant. And that means he's probably good with numbers. They played the numbers game. Instead of doing what was right when it was right, they try to have this strategic plan. Listen to what they said. Don't take my word for it. Listen to what they said. They said, oh yeah, this is not just a fly-by-night operation. We have a 10-year plan, and we plan to be here for 10 years. These other guys don't. We want to be here for 10 years. All this planning, all this strategy, trying to sell out with Povetkin. Oh, we do 70,000. Everything they thought would strengthen Joshua's brand has actually backfired and hurt him. It's hurt him, because people have seen what happened in the Wilder Joshua negotiation last year, and they're like, oh, he don't want that work. Now, a year later, Team Joshua is trying to spin it and make it look like Wilder, like we didn't just see Wilder aggressively pursuing Anthony Joshua, calling him out, willing to go to his fights. Joshua ain't never went to no Wilder fights. I've been at Wilder's, last couple of fights. I've been to his press conference. I ain't never seen Joshua, ever. So the tables have turned. It was a great game plan. This is chess, not checkers. Took a bit of patience, a bit of ingenuity, game planning. But now you're seeing the underdog. I told you it's the year of the underdogs, year of the upsets. Michael Venom Page, upset. Rose got slammed on the head, upset. Jared Hurd got upset. Charlo lost his belt December 22nd. So, close enough to this year. That was an upset, And now Joshua's fighting a fight where it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. How could he top what Wilder did? Wilder got a first round, one punch knockout. That's not even Joshua's style of fight. Yes, Joshua's strong. Yes, he has power to knock you out, but does he knock people out with one punch? Is he going to knock out somebody, like Andy Ruiz, who came in actually at a good size, 268? I already did the 7 reasons video. I think Andy Ruiz, he could play spoiler and have, his stock rise and have Joshua's stock drop significantly because he has nothing to lose. Just go watch the 7 reasons. Andy Ruiz has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He could be the first Mexican heavyweight. He's getting, probably $1 million plus. I don't know his actual purse, but he's probably getting paid handsomely. He's getting the chance to showcase his skills and, put himself on the map, challenge for all the belts. And he's not this A-side. He's not this guy who looks like a G.I. Joe or Action Jackson or whatever. He's just, a fighter who happens to be a good fighter with fast hands. So, Wilder's definitely the shot caller. He's definitely the A-side now. And with this strategy that him and his team have come up with, they have boxed Joshua out and kind of made him irrelevant. He sit up here with all the hardware, thought holding all these belts would be the key. Basically acting stuck up. That's how I perceive it. I have the belts. Oh, in my 15th fight, I did this. I fought Klitschko by my 18th fight. Nobody cares about all that stuff. Yes, we give you credit, blah, blah, blah. But it's not nothing where you're better than the next person. We want to continue to see the good fights. And, they overplayed their hand. And now more and more people are speaking out. And save it. I know people are going to say, oh, Abner Mares, but he works for PBC. Oh, he signed to Al Heyman. So that's why he's saying this, bro. Or they get real petty and bring up the fact that he got knocked out, or, Johnny Gonzalez knocked him out though. Or that's why you have a detached retina. Say some petty bullshit that has nothing to do with what he's saying. But it's new media season. Like I've been telling you, if you disagree with the man, tell what you disagree with. It has nothing to do with he's signed to Al Heyman. Disprove what he's saying. They tried to do the same thing with me. Oh yeah, Ego. He works for PBC. He works for Wilder. But they will not disprove what's being said. So that tells you that they're fearful. That tells you old media is scared. They are bewildered. And they have nothing insightful to bring to the conversation, because all they could do is speculate and say you're hating or you're tied to this imprint. So that's why you're saying it, because Abner Mares is with PBC. But it's about fact versus fiction. If you disagree with what Abner Mares is saying, if you disagree with what Boxing Ego is saying, new media is saying, then please explain in detail how Anthony Joshua fighting the likes of, people on DAZN, Michael Hunter, Philip Ergovich, Usyk, so that's 2 cruiserweights that just moved up, Hunter and Usyk, who all aren't big build, fights with a lot of exposure in America, or Dillian White rematch or something. You explain that. Like I said, plus Andy Ruiz, he fighting him tonight. He might get busy, and then further drop Joshua's stock. We will see, but we'll see after tonight, where Joshua's stock is, based on his performance versus Ruiz. But outside of that, even if he does good, I don't see how he could top what Wilder did based on his style of fight. Look, you see 49 seconds on the clock, and you see, this is a great picture, and the timing is all too convenient, right? You see 49 seconds of the clock, and he's on top of the turnbuckle. People are getting about their seats. This is a great picture right here to prove my point. 49 seconds left in the first round, and he's already on the turnbuckle. And Harvey Dock is on one knee looking at Dominic Brazil as he lays stretched out like a starfish, making snow angels. I don't see Joshua doing that. And if he does do it, it's probably not going to be with one punch. And if he does do it, it's not going to be in the first round, from my approximation. Look at Sam Watson like, oh, shit. So I don't think there's really any way that Joshua can outdo based on his style and everything. And, styles make fights. Andy Ruiz, if he gets in Joshua's chest, pressures Joshua, brings that inside rough fight, punches coming different angles from a shorter man, that's gonna give Joshua some issue, so Joshua's kind of stuck. We'll see how his fight plays out, but I agree. Abner Mares is saying what I've been telling you, and the world sees it. The old media is the only one that acted like, oh no, Joshua's still the A side, and Wilder ducked AJ and all that. So good luck spreading your message. We working. Peace out.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.